looking for trouble.
Oh, might get caught off guard here. Keoz and Acor very aggressive now. Players on the close left. This is going to be difficult to deal with. Chelo already chipped down low, and well, they've seen enough. Backing off, flashed off, and standing for the fight is Acor. So GamerLegion out the gates want to take the fight to FURIA.
Isak, he's not afraid to take a fight, is he? And that's two unarmored Ts that he's taken fights with. KSCERATO with a load of util, Art as well. What do you reckon the finish is here, Castle? You've seen the util. They're all leaning B side, but still, there's a very heavy mid setup as well. If you dare go mid now, it's going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah, I actually think they're going to split B here.
Okay.
Let's see.
Well, Acor's going to be first contact. They might want to run
Lots of
boost.
CCs.
Yeah, too many. This is 4 mid. This is unusual here.
Oh, it's gone very well to start off for GamerLegion. 3 for 1. And there's more to be done. Acor down and out. Nice recovery from Yuri. Armored P250. He'll have to do the rest of the heavy lifting as there's more fights to be had. KSCERATO does not want to lose his life and gets even harder for Yuri now. This has just been deathmatch. No objective play. I say that as Yuri is going to start heading in towards that A site. A race against neaLaN.
Tough task to get the bomb down here. Isak from Cat's a problem too. He's not going to be able to plant here at all. He's just pinned in. Yuri. It's P250. You're going to have to do an awful lot. 20 seconds left. That first is hit.
Yeah, he's still got a little bit of time to try and isolate these duels. It's that P250. One shot in the right place. Could be the
got 5 bullets.
Clutch. 5 bullets, 2 to find in only 10 seconds. Oh. That's all of his bullets. Okay. He milked it. He made the most out of that situation.
Lads, what do you make of the stance? Like, we don't even have to worry about the map, but the CT pistol, right? Going that aggressive early. It wasn't an all-in. It wasn't like an Inferno rush down mid, but they were clearly searching for information and fights there. Is that telling that GamerLegion want to come in with a bit of confidence? How do you read into that?
Yeah, it could be both. I think both anti-strat maybe.
Okay.
They have a lot of pistols going towards mid, or like you said.
I hope it's what I said, because then I look like a genius. So,
yeah, it could be. It could be.
It does feel like a lot of pistols are no longer that coin toss. A lot of teams are putting a lot of more time into them, and whether it's anti-stratting or self-stratting,
so
as they call it.
I want to ask this here. The bomb didn't go down, right? So what? When you frame a second round force on the T side, are you thinking, hey, we could go Tech 9s and flashes, or is it if we don't get the plant, let's always take the eco and go for the buy in the third? Like, what is the decision process that you guys are moving through in these moments? Because clearly FURIA have decided to go for the full eco option.
I'm a Mirage. Most of the time we will eco, I think. Maybe go for
so map dependent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We do like to have a hero deal because we have some very good individuals, and if you just keep like jiggling it about, like Device goes for one, he dies, then Blade picks up another, like you can do some real damage with it, right? And if you have a lot of clocks that just a sacrifice, you'd probably we usually get 2 kills out of those rounds.
And so FURIA. So
yeah, exactly, right.
Working quite perfectly here. If they get anything more, that's a whole lot of damage done. What are we playing? Silly buggers here. Okay, well, we're going to make our way all over and back over towards the Palace position. Bomb down in the site. Isak should be dealing with this with the crossfire from Keoz, who is over towards jungle on the jiggle. Any more kills and you'll be in a bit of strife here, GamerLegion.
Yeah, well, you've still got that deagle in Yuri's hands, and not anymore. Nice work from Keoz. He's got good young eyes. That's what he's got.
Do we get a yell out of him after this? That's the question. Now, I want to ask the two of you, because this is something that I have a difficult time explaining as a concept in some of our pugs that we play at home with the Harrys and the Hugos of the world. But in that type of situation, they're all playing for info. Right? They're not playing one-and-done angles. So how do you kind of promote that within the team, right? Is that just a rule that's set? Do you talk about different setups in those moments? Because a lot of it is situational mid-round CS. Yeah,
I think we have both. We have some setups, of course, but most of the time we are playing for info.
So that's jump spotting, jiggling.
Yeah. Just to know how many people can we spot. If we spot 1, 2, 3, then it's most of the time pretty easy to play the round good.
I think what people underrate as well is like you play a 3-3 on T side and you get jiggled and there's C2 people. You just don't have a good feeling inside yourself because you're red. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that fact. I always find myself sometimes saying they both know. Everyone knows, you know. And then, well, Hart, he's taken the first shot into this B take. Vault to be tested as well. Segregated from the pack is Yuri. Yeah, he's ahead of the Flames. It's ballsy. And by smoking on Kitchen, this really falls to Vault's FAMAS for the moment at least. Oh, pushing the smoke. That's ended in a disaster for Keoz. And yeah, Yuri, a bit of a one-man band with the boys behind him. KSCERATO and Art have found one each. That's the first round for FURIA. Nice and convincing.
I would yell safe now.
You would.
Oh, to taunt the opponent.
No. To the team.
Oh, I thought,
Make
okay,
save.
never mind. I thought, all right, I thought maybe after a round like this, you got the side for free to be yelling to the opponent to go for the save. They're not going to get away with it. Straight into chelo. Might be good for the second here. Acor just around the corner, and well, he is going to get away with it. Acor takes down chelo, should be able to survive. But what was most interesting was Art went forward for the entry, got it, and then ran away, and has survived for the rest of the round. So I think Art is realizing that the death column, it's like golf. You want to keep that one as low as possible with the scores.
Yeah, not always possible when someone has to be the space taker, and I'd rather it was Art than anyone else.
Yeah, good point. And I am glad he got away with that opener, right? Because that sets the tone here for FURIA. If Art is feeling good to go for these opening moves, he is going to open up a lot of rounds. They clearly want to use him as this aggressive piece, and he's great at it. But if they have the team built behind it, right, and then Fallen can then have calls behind it, it could work, right? Because a lot of the criticism for this has been, well, too many cooks in the kitchen, having Gary, Art, and now Fallen come in. Are there too many blending of ideas, and will the power structure of Gary and Art stay in control of the team? And that's something that I've had a lot of conversations with Yanko about. I don't know how you guys feel about that. As this one, I don't know. Let's see if this mid fight finds anything here. A boost over the attempt of the smoke, nothing to be found. Do you think that that is a real conversation to be had, that maybe, you know, because this is how it was back in the old days. I remember when, you know, you try and kick players from your team, you had to have 3 players ready to get rid of the other 2, or, you know, it still feels like some of that lingers in modern CS.
Yeah, well, I think when we enter them, it looks very much like they actually try and share they give each other space to get their own style in, right? They play very methodically late round, but early round Art still does whatever he wants, it looks like, right?
Okay.
And uses his spawn a lot. That's probably why he went for the B fight as well. I'm not sure where he plays on this map, but sometimes he was even the door lurk on Nuke as well, because he had the spawn for it, right?
Yeah, no,
like
I
I said on the desk, when they got the opening kills, they are pretty good 5 versus 4, I think. So it's more when they...
Yeah, and to build off of that, I think it is the... is those opening moves where FURIA, that, you know, I've heard many teams that play against them say, like, you know, if you don't stop them at the start of the round, things can be very chaotic towards the mid round, and that's obviously something that Art has been manufacturing, and it's one of those things where it either works or it doesn't, and you can see games where it's working and he's like 22 and 10, and there's games where he's 1 and 15 and it hasn't been so successful. This one has been, though, no casualties at all.
It's almost like entry fraggers back in the day, right? Back when it was a bit more of like a solid role, and now you were always doing that, right? Like Freakazoid is a perfect example of that. If the execute was really good and Freakazoid got out, then they're winning the round, right? If he got traded, they're probably still winning the round. But if he just dies and doesn't get away with any space, that's the thing. Someone who has to make the space is not just about getting the opening kill, it's about drawing the crosshair to make sure that the spacing for everybody else can come through. So Art doing his best in the early stages, as we're going to find ourselves at a 2-2 scoreline for the guns about to come back out here. An AWP, is it available for Acor? Oh dear, Isaac's just bought a P90. Yeah, you saw what I saw there, Burrup, didn't you?
That's going to be interesting.
Surely that's a misbuy, right?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. It's garbage against the armored opponent, so.
And very expensive for an SMG.
Well, let's see how he wants to wield it. Yeah, the Grimace is coming out early for GamerLegion. This is not what you want to find yourself. More mid-centric play from FURIA. Window smoke flashes aplenty in the brawl as they sprawl out mid, fighting through. Acor finding the first. Good job without the AWP.
Nice work from Acor. That's his second opening duel. Already posting it. Yet to see Fallen on the board either. Yuri, high fly at 6 frags. We've seen his impact already. Currently posted in towards the underpass. And Acor, after starting in middle, is using that low HP just to be a second prong on the B defense for now. Re-smoke on Con. Mid control is Furious.
I can't wait for this meta to change with the CS2 smoke so we can't keep doing these bloody Con smokes over and over again. That'd be nice.
Oh, yeah,
you wait till you see what the new smoke meta is.
Yeah,
you have no idea, right? It's going to be interesting.
Absolutely wild scenes about to grace us in a couple... I don't know, actually. I don't know when the game's coming out.
Know.
At some point in the future.
Yeah, but right now, pretty much everyone can play. You've got 7 maps in the pool, and you've even got like a little ELO rating kind of thing. So
get grinded.
Yeah.
Something people don't talk a lot about is actually that the smoke that fill out like small areas. So on overpass, for example, it would fill out the entire...
Yeah, the volumetric side of the
smoke. Like the whole of monster.
As an Inferno as well, it would fill like the entire bottom banana, basically.
Yes, right,
I think that'd be very interesting to see. And poor Echo, he picked up the P90 because
And
he's
you
low
can smoke
HP.
banana again from
Spawn.
main.
You're gonna love that.
Long.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really rolling back the years here, aren't we?
Yeah. Oh, I remember watching that.
This is difficult now. 20 seconds have to go.
Yeah, let's see what they've got for us. It's already looking very good for GamerLegion. Akor started this, and it looks like his teammates will finish. Keoz finds a pair of frags. Yuri with 10 seconds. We've seen this before, and the pistol hasn't got any time. Just going to look to try and maintain and hold on to that AK if he can.
Okay, I need to pick your guys' brains about a few more things then. So earlier in the day, FURIA, when they were playing against Greyhound, they did a lot of the late pinches like they did there. It wasn't on Mirage, but it was on Inferno. They'd be wrapping A late, they'd be hitting B late, and they'd always have a lot of success. But here I understand the opening kill went in the favor of GamerLegion. Sure, you'll catch that here in the replay with Akor. But when you are playing late against a team, how do you make sure you don't just get steamrolled? Because Greyhound were just losing like 3 joules instantly and it was over. Are they too committed to fights? Is it bad cross? I know you didn't see it, but I'm trying to work out why that would be happening. Quite a difficult question I've given you here.
Yeah. It's okay. You have to make good plans before the hit. So if you have 3 players on the side, you have to make good plans. So if they come in here, I will take this duel, and then I'll go passive, and you have to take over, have first contact and stuff like that.
So better team play, really. Yeah. Okay.
So like maybe like a CT equivalent, we haven't got a word for it yet, but a CT equivalent of flight paths in terms of like reactions to execute.
Yeah.
Well, they're in the
use
side.
that a lot.
Oh, a lovely double out of neaLaN. They thought they overlooked it, and a double on triple.
They're pinned inside now. Fallen's in a lot of trouble here.
Yeah,
that's the bomb.
Really up the creek without the paddle. He's hit some crazy shots. Mirage is where he does some of his best work. Fallen's about to be cleared out, but he nails the first. Any more where that one came from? Gabriel Toledo taken down. Bomb is loose. Round is surely theirs unless Yuri can cook up something crazy. Smoke jungle's not bad. That obstructs Akor or sends him forward. He opts for the latter. There's information flowing. Damage inflicted, but that's the frag you needed to see. KSCERATO up against 3.
It's the man for it.
Good first. There's grounds for another hit. He's not in a hurry this time. KSCERATO deadly with this AK. Oh, but Akor's ready today. Oh, it's Volt. God, my eyes really do need testing.
Look, Akor, right, is one of these names that is going to have to step up today. We were discussing on the couch that he hasn't been having the best of tournaments here, but he is truly a game changer, right? If Akor goes off, he can just set the tempo of the game because when AWPers are feeling it, right, when they're in heat, right, they're really able to set that tempo.
Was it your death segment or was it someone else telling me that Akor's within the bottom 5 rated players of the tournament at the moment?
I don't know if we brought it up just then, but
Hugo told me.
Yeah. So hasn't been having the best of times here, has old Akor. But yeah, I think that he's the type of player who could switch it on. And look, he's getting aggressive now with an MP9.
I'm not a big fan of what this is actually, because like he bought an MP9 to farm a bit, so he gets an AWP. It can be both good and bad, but like...
Oh, now it's bad.
That's bad.
Like, I think you should just go for the AWP and play the round very safe, so you don't have to spend money on the next round, because like obviously you don't want to play a round just to not like... Yeah, to die, basically.
I see that. Yeah, okay, right. Because otherwise you'd just be throwing it away next round.
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh!
That's a good one.
You don't get many of those. Double. HE.
Problem solved, I think. Okay, well, there was issues for a moment here. Yuri, what can you get done with this P250? I'm going to say not an awful lot. I just get 1 kill out of this. Does that justify the investment that was just made from the FURIA boys?
If you had 1 more kill, I think it would, because then they would have to rebuy 2 rifles.
So 2 is the magic number.
Yeah, I think 2 is the magic number.
Okay, so 1 is good, 2 is great, and the plan is fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, a round win would be a miracle. We will get a timeout here. Going into round number 8 is going to be the first for FURIA. This is their map choice.
Only 2 plants so far as well, talking of them.
That's quite telling, isn't it, in a game? If you're not getting into sites, not getting the bomb down, it really limits your options. Do you feel that, Castle, when you're behind them and you're just like, we need to just get into this site so we could give ourselves more money as part of this losing streak?
Yeah, I think you saw the round before. They have double lurked and the bomb was out on A side. That was pretty bad, I think.
Okay.
You can't have double lurk if the 3 other guys is outside with the bomb. If you have 1 on B who can take and win some duels and you can rotate the bomb to A, then you can have double lurk, but not like that.
Okay, so keeping the pack in float to go to either site where the action is made. All right, and we are going to see some of the issues of that purchase in the previous here. Fallen down to just the Tech 9, so might be a bit more pace behind this one. Akor's AWP is out to play here. I gotta stop saying here. Every time someone called me out on it, I hate your TV, and I just hear it in my voice every time, and it just, I hate myself.
Mine used to be right now. When I was first starting at ESL, you just put it at the end of every sentence. Right now. Agor gets the kill right now. You know, that one. Couldn't stop. Couldn't stop.
I had a problem with saying I think all the time when I was speaking in English.
Right. We have the bad habit, a lot of actual native English speakers, they put like as a filler word.
Yeah.
So like what I was thinking like is like, we could maybe like, it's just, hard to listen to.
The brain trying to catch up.
Yeah. But you could just speak a little slower.
I might have to start doing that.
It makes a difference.
Well, Volt's gonna get
I'm speaking to myself as well.
Towards
slow down.
connector here. There was the here again.
Yeah. Now I'm hearing it. Fury.
Ooh, the smoke box
through. Yeah, you see that? What causes it? Is it? I don't know.
I think it's when the smoke blooms inside a smoke that's about to fade that causes it.
Okay.
I think it's very hard to
replicate. It
yeah,
just
exactly.
happens.
Replicate. That's a good word. Yeah.
This should be an easy one. Nice work from Acorp. And with the bomb right in front of the Orc's nose, distracted is KSCERATO. neaLaN makes it 6. This is a solid defense out of GamerLegion.
Max loss bonus in play for the next round, so a partial investment and then into a full buy is going to be on the agenda for FURIA. But with the money at around, what we're talking the 3K mark, you'd be expecting to see some utility invested here and them going for a play, right?
Yeah, or deagles, maybe.
And where you just send them out searching.
Yeah.
So when you do deagles, is it still the same back when I was playing professionally and when it was the deagle rounds, I'd kind of just go, all right, guys, go search for a pick. Is it still like that?
Kind of. I think we worked a lot about making pressure at one point of the map and then forcing the opponent to give us a one-on-one duel, which is pretty good for a deagle if you have good players.
Okay.
We have.
Yeah, definitely.
Then you can make the opening and take the space. So we actually...
So a bit more of thought to it than how we used to do it.
Yeah.
Can I raise my hand and ask all the Counter-Strike experts in the room, why does it feel like I've seen like one full gun round out of FURIA and we're so deep into this heart? Do I just have like a goldfish brain and I've missed them? But like
full gun rounds,
that was
yeah,
like Tech
probably.
9s and Galils.
Exactly. It's been
Is it
poor
because
financial
they
decisions.
overinvest on that like kind of deagle eco? Is that why you ended up like this? It just feels like they've been in the washing machine.
And lack of plants you brought up
Lack
earlier.
of plants, that'll do it.
Yeah, I'm not sure actually. Yeah, I feel the same way. They had the one round where Art got the entry on B, and that's about it. Isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. We had that Yuri round left alone. Hey, isak tested. Oops, and naded by himself. Gets away from it,
Lots
but there's
of pressure.
a lot of pressure. Art is out. This could be promising. A barrage of T's about to make their way in, and he wasn't ready for that at all. Vault down, up to isak now. Perhaps a miscommunication as the AWP does connect. Need a swing. That's what you needed. isak surely has done enough for the squad. There won't be any more casualties here with only 10 HP, fallen 3 bullets, and no hope or head. 7 for GamerLegion.
This is a pretty commanding lead already, but I would say that this next round decides how this half is going to play out. There's residual cash here for GamerLegion with the buys, but we need to see if anything from FURIA's game plan is going to work. There's a lot of time in modern Counter-Strike where the scoreline looks like this, or it's 6-1, and then the half is back and it's like an 8-7 or a 9-6. So when you look at this, they have to have 2 break rounds, essentially. We need 2 gun rounds in a row for FURIA here. It's not going to be an easy task by any means.
Let's see what the call is from Fallen or anyone else at this stage.
Whoever wants to look for a pick, apparently.
Oh, excuse me? He's been robbed.
Ooh, KSCERATO's not happy with that one.
No, that is a horrible way to go down. You're the footstool for your AWPer, and he gets the fight. That's gone horribly wrong, and your superstars watching from the sidelines now for the rest of this round. Nice gap Art's got on that smoke.
I think this round, for example, I think this is going to be a good example what GamerLegion has been showing this game. The 3-3 against Eco, they played very well for info, and I think there's been a few other rounds where they're very relaxed mid-round and they take very calm fights. I'd say their positioning is very good in these advantage position on this map at the moment.
So like there's an info. He's gone and had a little glance at Con.
Yeah.
Checking the jump up on bench, and Fallen, he is starting to occupy it with the rest of the boys through under, so mid is about to be fully FURIA.
Looks like they're going to push B for info. Yeah.
So you can see Acor fortifying this, right, that allows Keoz to go more aggressive now, but they give up all this mid space.
I see, okay, so you're happy to give it to them. They can't plant in mid, as a wise man once said.
Well, I think this round is planned out by them pushing B, because I think in a 4v5, I think the position that you leave the most is probably going to be B. If you plan on going back and retaking stuff at least.
Right.
They have all the info right now.
Yeah.
This is huge. Look at all Volt's nades as well. He could start dropping them if he wanted to.
Very good setup on A here as well.
This is the gift of having an early 4v5, isn't it, for the CT side? I say that as it's equalized. chelo, he's on the way in. Fallen's hit one. It's up to neaLaN. A lot of pressure on his shoulders, but he nails another onto Fallen. A one-on-one for Keoz. chelo up against him, looking to plant. We'll get it down in time, extends the clock. Keoz, look at him, just wants the frag, wants the fight. One-on-one, who is better? It's chelo with 3. And FURIA, they flipped the script. They needed that round, and they've got it, thanks to chelo.
Where did that one go wrong, do you think, lads?
I think they lacked some plans when they actually did come. I don't think they planned that. So I don't think Vault communicated that neaLaN should peek from default when he got the contact. Because there was no reaction from it. I think neaLaN would have had a free kill, and when they saw neaLaN, Echo would probably be able to kill peek because he was the third guy.
Well, just having a look here at the buys out of spawn for FURIA, they were late. Yuri running around, he gets a Galil eventually, but you could see they're a little bit flustered at the back of even that round win. Art's under a lot of pressure, has been flushed forward, so we'll be able to take the duel against isak if you'd like. Vault to chip in from short, and that's a huge nade. Down the back pocket, Art.
Cancel plans.
Yeah, you're not looking for any opening picks this round, my friend.
Yeah, he's going back home. Change his trousers.
Well, that was our first round that seemed close-ish, right? And when that falls apart, it is a one-on-one. FURIA step away with it. If they can win another, it's that financial reset that we were discussing in a few previous rounds for GamerLegion, and the half can now start to look a whole lot more competitive. So a lot on the line for GamerLegion in this one.
And a nice push again now.
Yeah, in a 5v5 this time, they're just setting isak up, and he's going to keep pushing. So Keoz is going to be ready for this.
It looks like a lot like they actually know what Art likes to do, because obviously Art doesn't really stay in the same position that much. So he showed himself on B, and they were aware of that. He's not gonna stay B ups there.
Just caught a nade, and actually it gives them GamerLegion a nice advantage. Let's see if FURIA can once again turn this 4v5 on its head. Oh, big find from Fallen. isak. Information flows now. Fallen knows that they did push B apps.
Should be a freebie.
Good. Oh, really? It is.
Those are the stressful ones for a coach, I bet. When you're watching that and the bullets aren't landing, you're like, please, just please.
Oh, okay. Acor's definitely on one today. Got a lot to prove. Qualification and elimination. That's when you really have to step it up. neaLaN is doing just that. And they do manage to convert an 8. They'll be leaving with at least 8. A successful CT campaign already.
And this is where it becomes difficult for FURIA, because sure, they win a round, then they lose a round, and then money, the loss bonus is still just there. So it's like, well, do we go for another one of these rounds where it's Galils or Tech 9s or Mac 10s with a few AKs behind it? Or do we take a half, so then we get all the nades, we get the AWP in Fallen's hands? You could go for a mix, which is apparently, well, no, is it an all-in? It's not an all-in shot. They've saved a little bit of cash.
I don't like this.
That's an all-in.
That's an all-in?
Close to B.
All right.
An all-in with change. And they're charging. Look at him go. Oh, he had success last time he did this. isak. He's probably calling for help. Vault as well from short side's going to have to try and catch them on the cross. Oh, isak, get the nades away. Might be good, but he's lost his teammate. This is awkward now. Acor does manage to stop the plant. And that will slow things down, you'd imagine. But you put so many pennies into this one, FURIA. You can't afford to let this go. And they won't. chelo wins his duel in mid. And it does seem like brute force a success. Unless? Ecor's still having a look.
Oh, I think you should reconsider this GamerLegion. Maybe not anymore.
Maybe not anymore. Pushing the issue. Kit is there. And now maybe they have changed their mind. No, not sure. Well,
Pretty
half
committed
gone on
here.
that
They're going to
bomb.
go for this.
And that's the fight he was waiting for. Stubborn swaps to the rifle now. Need one in the apps. Need to clear it through. Oh, and they know where KSCERATO is. They're retaking. It's light on time. If he could just hit the AWP shot. If they could just hit the AWP shot. Okay, neaLaN hits it. Do they have the kit? The molly's on the bomb.
It's going to be close. This is going to be real close. They should have it.
I think he's got it. Oh, a retake. One to remember for GamerLegion.
They snatched that away, and when it stays quiet like that and you're in FURIA's position, the anxiety starts to grow. Are they coming? Are they not? Are they just fishing? Are they looking? And then you overstep the mark and you flub that one. This should be the round every day of the week, it felt like.
Yeah, I actually think GamerLegion should have saved here.
That's what I would, yeah, because their money wasn't great either.
Oh.
What a risky maneuver to go for, considering the circumstances of what available. It wasn't the full all, wow, it was close enough with change, I think Alex put it. So the rifles are back out. FURIA aggressive. No, not FURIA. GamerLegion straight up mid. Fallen's going to take the opener. Keoz is going to get one back as the trade. And Keoz just standing and delivering 2 kills for him. They just want a biff. A nice pace change. You're not going to let FURIA play their game.
Yeah, whatever plans FURIA had off spawn, it's changed now.
Oh, I think he's really good at pushing this B apps. He definitely know that this default they're playing at the moment. I'm not sure if Art was spotted, but he knows what's going on in the map, it looks like.
To have the conviction to push through his own smoke B apps is certainly.
Because he even ran through it, so he knew there was not going to be anyone.
Right. Well,
so their prep must be on point for them to be able to go away with moves like this. They did it on Overpass yesterday an awful lot as well versus NIP with the monster pushes. They had great timings there. They were able to exploit that consistently.
Yeah, isak was a beast on that Overpass with his timings.
But just to have full B apps info is such a luxury. It's insane how much space it actually gives you. Well, that's given over and there's no rotation point available. Yuri could actually get so deeply entrenched here if he wants to stretch the legs. That molly will allow him to push even further forward. And Art will make it over with the bomb. The only way that ACOR could cut him off may be short, but I don't think he'll be here in time. It's going to be awfully close.
Oh, he just left the apps. Bomb will go down. Do they really go for another one of these? Man, disadvantage.
I don't think so.
Surely not. Yeah, not anymore. Art reveals himself for a second. And Volt's going to try and hold on to what he can. So
this is why it sucks casting, Barup, because when you go, hey, this guy's doing something awesome. Look how good this awesome player is. He's done so much. And then he dies, and you go, well, yeah, Counter-Strike happened. It's sometimes, you know, it looks like the perfect situation, that your expectation, they've got a stack and then they still lose, which is great. That shows that anything's possible in CS.
The amount of times I watch scenarios like that and I go, oh, if he was just more patient. And then when I play, what am I doing? I'm holding W 20 seconds. I mean, just, you know, you've got the evidence is in front of you. The evidence tells you one thing, but there is just something quite human about, well, I think I could. Do I have an advantage? Do I have a timing? And when you catch a timing, we all know how good that feels.
Oh, definitely. That's a good one.
But look at the economy now, because ACOR died. Now they have to play an AWP without armor.
Ooh, the glass cannon.
That's not nice.
No, never favorable. And Ash is actually going to take what is the first tactical timeout for GamerLegion here, discussing the buy. And in these moments, Castle, I don't want you to give away too many of the secrets, but if you were in Ash's position, what would you be offering up to the team?
First of all, you have to talk the economy through and make a good plan. Maybe you have
util or weapons. Yeah. What's the hierarchy?
Basically, what just came out of his mouth there. ACOR died, so he's probably going to have an AWP with no armor.
Yeah,
if we could keep track of that, that would be it. Yeah.
It's just the point that ACOR should have saved there before. Yeah.
How much do you, as a coach, when you're watching, keep track of the economy, or are you just always looking over the shoulder of the in-game leader when he's hitting tab?
I'm trying to, but it's actually a bit hard when you're standing behind. Online it's
significantly
easy,
easier,
but
keep better notes.
Behind it's a bit hard. Sometimes it could be.
They want to fight mid, and they've successfully found the opening. Volt caught off. Good trade out of Art.
But look how they started. Nobody beat.
Yeah, which is funny considering FURIA have conditioned for potential fast B plays. Fallen. Surely Keoz is going to turn around on that one. He's been having a great game as Keoz. This 16 frag half.
It's all going to come down to timing here with this exchange with Yuri.
Yeah, and he has to play his life. He's one of the two more potent weapons. Yuri, he's really a bit of a space taker in this Mirage T side. He's happy to be at the forefront. He goes off a flash.
Yeah, that's going to give away the fact that there is progression in connector here, but neaLaN and isak trying to get down towards the ramp. Smoke in front of them to take. They really want this jungle duel. Keoz smart enough not to take it. He needs to back off. This is a good call, all things considered.
You could tell they were gunning for him. Oh, and neaLaN, he oversteps the line.
Oh, no.
Oh, isak couldn't hit their head. Their back was turned. It got messy. Has ACOR got anything more for us on that
Turns into a mini-game now, Alex. It's called Hunt ACOR. We know he has an AWP. We can take this away. Their loss bonus going into the last round of the half is only 1900, so don't worry about the plan. Just worry about ripping this out of ACOR's hands. Art and KSCERATO already starting to look for this one.
Let's play. KSCERATO is going to be his first challenge. Does ACOR draw a line in the sand here or continue? Oh, that's probably going to make him rethink his options.
Boxed in now.
Yeah, and Fallen's going to have underpass. So,
good luck.
Yeah, GLHF here, ACOR. Oh, I would have loved that one. 360 as well for style points. Oh, no.
Bullets.
Needs to reload. Oh, surely, knife out. He's coming for you. No AWP for you. And another round for FURIA. They've really recovered this half.
Oh, it was isak in sandwich, right, with the deagle. That I feel shooting players still to this day in the back is one of the hardest things to do with a pistol. And I don't know why. Maybe it's because you know you should make the kill and you get a little bit nervous. Or maybe it's because you don't exactly understand their pathing. Because at least when you take a heads-up duel against somebody, you kind of know how they're going to react, right?
Right.
Whereas when they're walking and their focus is somewhere else, you're trying to predict when and where they're going to take their jiggles or the next fights.
I think the worst is when they do that little stop. Like they'll be stopping to take a fight, and that you think that's your moment. As they continue their movement, you get these awkward exchanges. And we are already seeing Arc quite forward.
Should be good
mid.
for 6 here, FURIA, surely.
Yeah, you'd think so.
What's your synopsis of this half, gentlemen? Are you quite content with it? Do you think it's good for both teams? Is one sticking out over the other?
I think FURIA is most happy because I actually think GamerLegion played the most of the rounds pretty good.
Okay.
But there was the first buy round we talked about where they pushed apps. That was a pretty good round for GamerLegion. They should have won that, but
Oh, that's
FURIA
right, yes.
won all the key duels and
Like-
the clutch, one-on-one clutch.
Yeah, with chelo, that's right.
I think, yeah, FURIA is most happy here.
Yeah, definitely.
Most definitely. Well, 9-6. FURIA are going to be happy with that recovered half. First map of this do or die game. Join us after the break as we wrap up Group A. Well, fantastic first half. GamerLegion, they got off to a flying start on their defense of Mirage. It's the first of this elimination do-or-die game. One final seat at that Pro League table for Season 18. And it was a 7-2 scoreline at one point. Felt like GamerLegion were in full control, but FURIA, as we heard from Castle, probably going to be pretty happy with the way that half wrapped up and ended. Coming into this next half, though, FURIA take to the defense. Let's see how things shape up here. Lots of nades from GamerLegion. Let's have a little looky-loo. Wow.
This is a very interesting pistol. Yuri and Chelo are just waiting for info to know where to rotate. So Fallen sees nothing mid, KSCERATO nothing A, Arndt doesn't hear anything B just yet. So they're literally just in float. This is very curious. Chelo has a flash to try and help. Here they come.
Cool.
Well, I've never seen this in Mirage. You used to do it on Inferno sometimes.
Vertigo as well.
Yeah.
Here we go. They're into the site. They've lost their initial defender.
Everybody's here, though.
Everyone's here. This is the speed by which the multitudes of FURIA are coming in, but Glocks are connecting. Fallen continues to try and hit some shots, but straight through the smoke. Volts screwed the pooch.
And won the
for
round.
FURIA. Or screwed the Panther, rather.
And we were talking about how good KSCERATO is in the pre-match, talking about being a beast. He's one of the highest rated players in the tournament so far. He's only got 3 kills to his name. So it shows you that the T side was quite rough for him here, but the CT side is where he's going to do his best work. Well, you would hope, but now that they've lost the pistol, the buffer for him to wake up is so small. When we get into that first gun round, they're going to force. Well, he needs to find some impact here. They need to make sure that they're able to pick up this round, otherwise this map is going to get away from them extremely quickly. And Castle was just talking about double AWPs. Maybe we don't get to see double AWPs, Castle, but we get to see double scouts guaranteed.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
Get the tags, right? I love this on a lot of maps, the double scouts. As long as you're getting 1 or 2 tags, the pistols can clean them up.
Fulham took a couple of pot shots, but nothing to report. Smoked off. Art looking for answers on that B apps as isak descending towards the underpass. But with the bomb maneuvering towards him, it could be through the underpass to A, or is it going to be that split towards that B scout?
It's too late. They haven't got any tags yet, and they have all this mid space. I feel like you should have done a little bit more damage early to make them a bit more tentative.
Unless you somehow flick up, into the head. He fires off a shot.
Both scouts on B. It kind of makes sense. One watching short, one watching B apps. But like I said, you have to start hitting a few of these shots or it's all over.
Yeah, and Keoz has been hitting every shot he takes. He's having a great time.
It's pretty nice to have double scout on B. When they're splitting B. That's pretty good.
It's working. It's paying off. The damage is coming through.
2 of them limping now. Keoz and Volt have both been brought low. Just need to see those deagles finish the job. They're hitting the shots. It's 2 on... make it 3 on 4. neaLaN, though. neaLaN's flanking. They're so distracted. They're just trying to bait for this flank. neaLaN. KSCERATO catches him. And it looks like FURIA have done enough. Volt thrust into an uncomfortable clutch. Yuri comes from behind. And FURIA make that second round count.
That is wild. We're just talking about the possibility of the damage with the tags. I'm saying, nah, it's too late. They already have mid control. And then both of them just light up the server. That is such a bad round for GamerLegion to lose. Sure, they don't know what they're going to walk into, but they're going to feel rotten about this. We just lost to 2 scouts on the B site. Really?
Yeah, and it looked like it, like you said, they hadn't done enough damage early.
I can't believe he turned around. Where did that premonition come from?
Yeah, right.
Literally just as we said it. It kind of feels like we just gave him, telepathically gave him the info.
Hot under the collar. Like,
was that our fault?
I don't think so.
Oh. That is wild scenes.
There's no commentary in the studio, guys. I'll make it really clear.
But maybe the jiggle, it was maybe
just
too
enough.
obvious. Yeah, I think so. It could be.
Wow, they've got peanuts for this one. The Eagles out.
I'm happy they didn't buy deeply here. I think we actually spoke about it on the desk, that these hard forces can be, like hard resets, it's rough, and they don't buy deep here, so they get a good buy at, it's going to have to be 10-9 then?
Yeah. So we'll see, like, what, 2 back-to-back Deagle investment rounds likely?
Yeah, probably. Maybe full eco next round, but 1 Deagle.
Where is it called? Okay, there it is. Found it.
One's not bad. Can he make it 2?
Just an off-topic conversation. You know how consistency is. This is stemming from me looking at KSCERATO, who had some incredible stats. Start of the games, some of his first games, having a tough one here. When you talk about consistency, I was wondering if what your guys' take is, and who do you think has been the most consistent Counter-Strike player, be it historically or the ones you've played with? But like, is there any names at the tip of your tongue in terms of when I talk consistency in Counter-Strike?
Is that gotta be Nico, maybe?
Yeah,
that's a good shout.
Or Device.
A lot of things. Device, yeah, probably.
Device,
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Like just not having, like you can have a you know, mediocre games where you're less required or you just don't have the opportunities, but just like where you're what's the opposite of a ceiling? Your floor is as high as possible.
Yeah.
Some players like Device, I think when we practice, he's not that good. But, I mean, in official, he's always good.
So yeah, I would imagine it takes a lot to get Device out of bed in the morning, right? He's won a bunch of majors.
Dude,
he's done it all. He's seen it all.
Profile, it's just an anime profile picture and 4 major trophies.
That's pretty gangster.
Like, yeah, what's up?
I like the Device story when he dipped away for a while, right? And then he's playing with Buzz and doing all this face to play and everything like that, and he's just grinding. Were you in any of those stacks, Barup? Did you get the call up to play in any of the Device faced stacks?
Just a few of them, I think. I usually don't play a lot with Danish people, actually.
Really?
No, I don't.
Barup hates Danes.
Get that in the news. TV2 will be printing that one. Headline tomorrow. Why not?
I think the Danish 5-man stacks, they're a bit troll, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I like to play premium, actually, just because I get to practice my communication a lot, I think, more than in 5-man stack.
Oh, I love you, Barup. You're a cool kid, man. Respect. Actually, like, mad respect.
No, that right. All the answers he's given when we got to talk to,
we're
they're all
falling
great.
in love with
you. Yeah, so good.
As soon as you give up the mouse and keyboard, mate, we're putting a microphone in front of your face. I'm telling you that much.
Good side job.
Yeah, a little side hustle.
Okay, well, I'm going to draw it to the scoreline that Barup had prefaced here a few rounds ago. The guns will come back out for GamerLegion. The AWP more than available for ACOR, but he isn't going to wield it. They are going to go heavy with the AK-47s. Make that 5. Count them up. Plenty of util. Everything you need and more.
Yeah, and this is where those opening kills are worth their weight in gold. Get your team back online. After winning the pistol, it was very short-lived celebrations, wasn't it, for GamerLegion? Quickly humbled in that second, the double scout B defense. And now the ripples have been felt from that success. FURIA, 1 round away from tying this game right back up.
This is an A-go. So they faked mid.
They've only got one real deep anchor here.
Fallen's coming.
Calling for backup. As Fallen prepares himself for battle. Fresh magazine in the AWP, smoke towards CT, and here we go. He nails the first shot. Keoz down and out. Now Yuri's tested. A good find. Volt puts him down in a shallow grave as Fallen pushes the CT smoke and smacks another. isak caught mid-air. Good spam. The tracer's enough for neaLaN, I guess. He's found him all the same. 3-on-3 now as the bomb will be going down shortly. neaLaN looking to do so as Fallen hits another. FURIA pulled into an advantage for this retake. Chelo coming in from jungle side. Volt approaching for that first engagement.
Did he spot him Tetris, though?
I don't think so.
No.
Oh. Oh, he has now. neaLaN nails it against the AWP. Can neaLaN come up clutch with another pair of frags required? Playing out Tetris. Eats the flashbang. 2 closing in on him. They're try and strike in unison. More utility. They know where he is. The smoke's on the bar, but he's got the first and isolating these duels beautifully as neaLaN clutches up against FURIA despite all of that hard work from Fallen. The job is done. The job is done. The round is won.
Oh, Gary can't believe it. And you can understand why. You could tell how much time was left, Alex. You had the perfect finger on the pulse there, and that's a wild round to lose. neaLaN, the in-game leader, steps up massively. The bomb gets tapped by Art in sight. But was it chelo coming in? Whoever the second player was coming through, he was ready to start defusing, and Art was going to cover, but Art had already tapped the bomb, so neaLaN peeked because the bomb was tapped and killed the second player.
Yeah, I mean, these are those like micro miscommunications where like someone misinterprets what someone means by you go, I go, we go now. I mean, it's such a time-sensitive thing. That's why I find it so interesting that international rosters are so vogue right now. I thought, you know, the conversation for so many years in Counter-Strike was all about how communication is so important that doing so in your second language would hold you back. But now look at us. I think, admittedly, the counter to that, which I appreciated, was that there's not enough talent from all of these regions to sometimes, you know,
for the likes of Nico's a perfect example of that, right?
You could use Israel, but you can't because there is about 5 nutty Israelis.
They could make a super team right now, couldn't they?
Yeah,
you had Nerds,
Spinks,
Flames. Yeah, and then we just needed an AWPer. Anarchus or Flames' brother. And then we have got a team.
Heavy God.
We've got a team.
Oh, Heavy God is good, yeah.
Look, double AWPs are out here, Castle.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
What was this with FURIA?
Always a problem. Financially for them and for opening picks for their opponents, I'd imagine.
It is pretty hard to play against sometimes.
Keoz is 2 here.
Sitting duck, nice trade, necessary trade out of Yuri there. Could have been the end of the round had he fallen to a transfer.
But now they know the AWP of Fallen's not in play. They still have to deal with the AWP of Art. So that bogey weapon is not out of the round.
Even Yuri picked up the AWP here, which I'm not a fan of, because it's going to go down to like a slow round in the 4v4 here, and they're going to have 2 AWPs. I think it's going to be very hard.
All right, well, isak taking the bomb back over with Volt towards Palace. This is the next duel coming for neaLaN towards Vent Room. Acor has slinked up Connector. How much space does neaLaN want to take? Oh, he just spoke an awful lot. I can hear that from here. This is mid-round in-game leading from neaLaN.
Yeah, and look at Art. He's just been completely owned by Volt. Damage done. Sight open. Round surely to follow.
That was great from neaLaN.
I think that was very good, yeah.
He just called it all. I didn't get verbatim what he said, but I'm going to assume I'm going to jump. At that point, you're going to swing out Palace because the comms in mid are going to start to light up at that point. So when there's talking going on, even your AWPer over towards Sticker of Art, he's going to be hearing that. It's not that he wants to react to it. It's just something's happening now, and then bang, they're in his face. He needs to talk. He needs to fight. Yeah. That was great. Like, Acor slinked up Connector. neaLaN just made the sound cue, and they came straight out Palace. That was really cool. Good stuff, neaLaN. Well, they at least get to save the AWP now, Bo. They might not have had that opportunity if
no, that's very true. That's very true. It's going to be interesting to see who plays it here, because I
think has to be Fallen, surely, right?
Yeah. I've seen Art. I think Art kept it once. Obviously, Art doesn't have it right now, but
in our game, Art keep it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Sure, yeah.
Well, let's see who gets it in the hierarchy right now.
Maybe Art has a good spawn here, and he'll take it or ask for it, and maybe pass it on. Who knows?
Yeah, where are we looking? Art number 5. Art is
Fallen.
Yeah, he's in the middle of the pack here. Fallen.
He has the better spawn, but not a good one.
Like, that's true. Yeah. Fallen's right at the back. He won't be able to contribute. Okay, they're going to bring 2 scopes forward. The AWP for Fallen and the baby AWP for Art. So we still got the scope.
He liked the way it felt.
Yeah.
He liked the way it felt. He's gone for the cheaper version. KSCERATO, he's spotted out a tap player. Now Molly and a spam from the FAMAS. No, never mind. He's just said no. neaLaN doesn't plan to move a muscle. Throws out an invested smoke. Nades, of course, can be thrown, but he's managed to get away without some significant damage being dealt.
It's a good search here from Fallen.
When does he draw the line, though?
Gives them info, but what's he meant to do as an AWPer if he doesn't find a fight?
Oh, that's nice.
He's probably going to rotate back and just leave chelo there for a push later in the round. They're probably going to push late in the round as well. This
should hear this, right?
Yeah.
So it's keeping 2 players completely planted. Like isak just with sound cues has kept this.
Well, now they don't hear him. They might think that he's gone off because he's not making noise. Which is actually, he's searching now, yeah. He stopped making noise and he's gone back.
But they'll be too late to respond to A at this point. 50 seconds left.
Surely he goes underground here just to clear the lurk, maybe?
Yeah, and he can block the smoke.
Yeah, he goes underground.
Yeah, Keoz could be dead to this. Oh, yeah, perfect find from chelo. That, believe it or not, is the first frag of this round. We've got 30 seconds now, and the rest added to the naughty list. Oh, GamerLegion shut down upon arrival. A double from an MP9 out of Yuri. That's going to definitely help them in the long game. They're making it just a 2-round game. isak, yeah, he's late to the party. No point going for this one.
And what do you do in a situation like this? Because FURIA had all the pieces of the puzzle. They knew that chelo had pushed, right? So they're well aware that B-Apps is open now. So do you try and respond to that and make sure they can't go for that push immediately? Do you do something to try and punish on another side of the map, thinking now they have control of the flow? Because a lot of calling is like quite flow-based, right? We've conditioned them here, and now we want to hit this part of the map. Do you think that GamerLegion have a way to respond to the territory they just lost? Or it's not a big deal? You don't expect FURIA to push again like that so quickly?
I think you have to be aware of the B apps push, like GamerLegion did. Probably all the teams do a lot of B push nowadays, I think. So you have to be aware the next round, I think.
So the util they were throwing, like the flash, right? He threw the flash, he tried to hold them at bay, but he never knew what was on the other side. So that was all just posturing, right? Does it need to be a bit more aggressive? Do they need to actually search out and find a fight? Because that territory, they didn't know they'd lost it until Keoz was dead.
No, I think they're gonna be a little bit afraid of an AWP because they like to play a lot of double AWPs. So most of the time there's one on B.
So that's why they were not going to go and fight that angle.
Yeah, you need a good spawn, pretty good spawn, and the flash takes the car position for the AWP. So
Okay, so if they want to address it, they need to make sure they have a good spawn and the right utility to be able to try and punish that because of the potential of the double offset.
And he had a bad spawn the previous round. So
okay, so it's crazy that the spawn can play and affect something of a detail just like that. And now, again, we're going to see a top mid smoke. It's all a ruse. It's an A play. This is aggressive from Yuri.
Yeah, you can see him playing close to the Molotov
going.
to obscure him, and they will flash through. Multiple targets. He does well to get one. Doesn't get flustered by too many targets on his screen. Smoke Palace to delay.
But you know exactly what was happening there, right? You see them setting up for the execute towards A. So at this point, you've just rumbled their set piece, and now you can sit back and wait for the next move, knowing that they're likely just on the other side of the A ramp.
They're very proactive here, because obviously they killed Isak and they know that it's the B-lurk. It still looks like chelo is quite afraid of it, but look at the position KSCERATO took here, because they knew they were lining up an A execute. And I'm guessing in the end strat, he knows what they actually do on an A execute, and he knows where to expect the lurk, which there isn't even any of.
yeah, and it's a full A execute. There could be a lurker.
But they wouldn't have had any of this information if you didn't have the balls to call that Yuri push ramp with a flash.
I actually like that they just keep going A here, because I think what a lot of IGLs would call in this point when they see the execute, let's go back and group mid, and FURIA even is aware of that. Like they have a heavy mid stack and they will counter the mid, like take late round. So if you just re-execute A, you'd probably be 2 steps ahead of the game and only be against 2 people.
Do you save with this situation? Because you just bought in. Your loss bonus is only 1900 into the next. You could hold on to 2 Galils and an AK, but you won't get any loss bonus. It's such a hard choice.
And they can't rint the round, so you could save.
Looking for the gap over towards B. Volt isn't pushing the issue at all, so he might just park the bus here.
I'd like them
That's it,
to...
save.
I think this is so hard, because obviously the economy is going to be very bad now. They don't even have 2 smokes on Volt and A-core.
No.
Yeah. And I think if they just win, if they get 1 more kill this round or 2 more kills just by rushing something and trading a guy, that will do more damage to the economy than saving these weapons will do to their own economy, I think, personally. Obviously, there's a lot of things that plays into consideration.
Okay, so if they went out, they took the fight, they had a few more kills, they wouldn't let FURIA now all have basically a residual buy, is what you're saying.
Exactly. And they would have a better... like, there's still a lot to come this half as well. Like, their half is not even close to being done.
And there's no equilibrium with their money anymore because the loss bonus didn't come through for 3 of them, and 2 of them are in this weird position where, well, we only have 1900, so what are we even meant to invest?
Well, this is going to be a bad buy, the next round is going to be a bad buy, and then they have a good buy in 13 to 12.
So, yeah, so FURIA are going to take the lead if everything flows as it should.
Yeah.
And they can play the double off if they want.
Aha. I want to see bring out the auto sniper here on Mirage. Why not? You definitely could get away with it on Mirage, I think. Nuke, obviously, we've seen him use it. Mirage, I think it could be applicable.
Question, Borob. Do you, even as a professional, when you get to professional level Counter-Strike opinions, do you still consider the auto sniper a noob gun, or is that like a little matchmaking Nova opinion?
I'm not sure, actually. I don't see anywhere where it's like suited in this level of Counter-Strike anymore, because it's very chaos heavy. Like there's a lot of stuff going on at this meta of gaming. So I think it's a bit
expensive as well, right?
Very expensive.
Yeah.
And it's only good at like a few situations.
It's good to shut down rushes.
Yeah,
well, it works on ramp.
If they're running at you, it's great. If they're not and you have to be mobile with it, you probably have a few issues. You have to no scope with it, which is very viable, I think, but it's definitely not going to get you kills against AK-47s in your face.
Especially when they're, AK-47. They're not going to give you much time to react. And yeah, never mind, not even an AK. A Galil has taken down the B defender, and Volt's found another one. That was on A. Do they pivot the bomb? It looks like neaLaN is. So A-Core, he's starting to moonwalk away. Now Fallen, rock and hard place. Do they want to overrun the AWP?
They have to now.
Incendiary's good. And ahead of him, ooh, misses his chance. Volt is ahead towards the bench position, trying to close the gap, trying to force the fight. Fallen nails him as he tries to bait the shot. 10 seconds now. This is awkward for GamerLegion as Fallen's hitting every shot he takes. 8, 7, 6, 5. He can't do anything. chelo catches him from short, and we are tied up after what was a dominant start. 7-2 to start off proceedings here, and now all tied up 12 each.
That situation when you're Volt, you see he's trying to close down the space. He doesn't know when he's going to get repicked, and it is likely Fallen will. Jumping around, and the rest of his teammates can't push up connector because of Fallen's molly. So that was really well played from Fallen. Whether or not he wanted to segregate the pack, he did, and he converted and starting to get hype now is Gary. When you win a big round like this, Castle, I'm sure like you want to reinforce to the boys just how important that is for the flow of the game. So when you're cheering like that, is part of it to let them know, hey, not only just good job, but we've just absolutely put them to the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, that's a really important round. So of course the hype is pretty high. Yeah.
Have you practiced your fist bumps? Have you worked on your technique?
I actually think I'm one of the coaches who's given the least amount of fist bumps.
We might need some stats on that.
Yeah, we'll get the stats up.
You can do that.
What do you think, fist bumps?
No, I don't think you do quite a lot, I think. Well, obviously it's been ages since I've been playing on LAN, to be fair, so I don't really have any...
You don't know what the meta's like at the moment.
Exactly.
Meta.
But I do not do the fist bump every round. I think a lot of coaches do.
I think you're a bit lazy as well. You just put it in the middle of me. You just put it in the middle of me instead.
Wow.
Just like...
Oh, they take one each side.
Yeah.
He's being called out here, man.
Laziness or efficiency, you know? Maybe Castle's just an efficient coach.
And then this way, if he just does this, you get to determine how much force you want to put in, you know? You don't want the coach punching you mid-game.
No, most definitely. I think DJL, I know, hang on, wait, just wait in case their Vault does anything with that M4, but I noticed DJL from Nip, I think he got tired of being left hanging because, you know, you're out of their peripheral vision, your fist is like there and they don't see it. So now he taps them on the shoulder and then puts his fist, just so they know. So they know it's their turn to touch.
No awkward situations that way.
I do that as well, I think.
Yeah, you do that.
You don't want to be left hanging. No
Especially
one
not on camera with thousands of people watching.
Yeah. Let's see. Fallen should have this nice and easy. 10 seconds left as they throw their bodies in towards the B site. Hits the one, and he knows he's got the round in the bag. So FURIA take the lead. Taking a look at the scoreboard as well. I feel like I've seen a lot of Fallen frags. Yeah, he's got himself up to 15. Art and Yuri with 20 each.
KSCERATO's got 10 this half. I think we touched on coming into this half, he only had 3 kills to his name, so he's doing his job, right? This is why I discussed this with Hampus before. Tell me what you guys would think about this. But the scoreboard, what if we had it toggleable so you could do just CT and just T side, but you could also have the overall? So you could see, you know, it's better for us, right? If we go, hey, look, this guy's had 10 kills on the CT side, and then I can compare it with Borup's CT side, for example. Cool. Right? And be like, yeah, well, Borup had 15, he's playing the same position. Right? When it's all like this, I have to have a perfect memory. I'm not going to remember exactly what went down in the first half, and it would also mean that we can tee players up in cooler ways. Like, this guy's really good on the T side, expect him to get his 20. Could be fun.
No, definitely.
Do you know
that'd be good.
Util damage taken as well would be super.
Oh, I'd like that one. See who's the meat shield.
Yeah.
Who are they countering? Yeah, because if someone's copying a lot of HEs at their feet, I would say they've been countered, right? They've definitely been studied in the demos. All right, well, important round. This is not essentially for the game, but if GamerLegion want to have any fight in this, they need to show a bit of resistance here.
That's interesting. This time it was just Yuri himself, but making it look similar to that 2-man ramp push they did prior. Oh, yeah, he's actually just going for another fight. So ramp is denied. Vault wants to regain control. You can see he's not happy to give that territory up.
I feel like GamerLegion are out of... Oh, yeah, that is a bit of a mare, isn't it? I feel like GamerLegion are out of ideas, though, in terms of, hey, you can establish this default. They're giving you the mid space. Now you're going to regroup and try and execute, but you have to be worried about close A ramp because Yuri has already shown his aggression here. So how are you meant to deal with this problem? You're hoping that you just trade out?
I think it's hard. It's hard to say because, like, you need to...
He's gone through. He was thinking about going through.
All I can hear is Yanko saying, all they do is default. They only default. That's what Yanko's been saying about GamerLegion. And now we watch as the default comes to its conclusion. They've regrouped.
And look at the stack. There's essentially 4 players that can respond to this. Chelo's not that far away. He can easily get to jungle.
Oh, beautiful. But still he goes down. neaLaN full blind, a white screen. He still posts the headshot. KSCERATO's in trouble. Art bails him out initially. And neaLaN trying to lead by example. Trying to get across. He doesn't have the health now. He hasn't got the head. And now just a big frag back from isak.
Bomb's in the worst spot here.
The time is against them. It's so awkward. How are you supposed to plant? CT needs to be held and Acor has to nail this shot. Acor cannot afford to miss. And he's down. The round is furious. 14 in the bag for the Brazilians.
Oh, that plant would have meant so much. They're just under the 4K mark under most of them. So that's Galil's instead of AKs with Util. I would say they have to buy here. You don't want to be trying to play for 15. Why would you even take an eco? Yeah, of course, get the guns out. Oh, I don't even like the purchases I've seen immediately. Look, boys, what do you make of this?
Yeah, let's see what they're going to do here.
This is crazy. What are you meant to do with only 2 flashes of smoke and a
entire
molly?
nade set on one person.
This is insane.
They did a window smoke and then that's the rest.
Split A.
this quick on this. Yeah, Acor, he's just taking engagements, fighting up short. No, of course! Of course! Oh, just like that, you win the round. Just do the AK strat.
All the nades have been used.
Very efficient stuff.
Very efficient.
They didn't waste any money whatsoever. Nobody died.
Guys, can we do that one again?
Everything back to normal.
Just go
Don't
kill.
buy nades now. We don't need them.
Yeah, right.
Leave them in sport, actually. Leave them in the bank balance. It's all good. I can't believe that. Why didn't they do something like that earlier? Well, I guess they didn't have a choice in this situation, so they had to have this aggression and brute force.
You love the timing, don't you? I'm sure the observers do too. Just seeing, cutting from Acor, who you know is a massive distraction. You know Triple's looking con, and then you swing out Palace for that second and third.
GamerLegion win this, they can win the map off this because of the money for FURIA. Their loss bonus is no good.
Not riding on the double AWPs for FURIA. neaLaN, the one to be making the call as to how this one's going to end. Acor, forced to smoke himself, declares his presence at the top of mid. Yuri, KSCERATO are all within a stone's throw from that fight. Yuri and Keoz having a bit of a standoff, but as this util's dumped, you can see that Yuri will respect the con smoke.
Ooh, failed window smoke, or?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, he didn't land that one perfectly.
No. I mean, it does the job, I guess.
Oh, unless he wanted to clear out. But I always bar up. I always take the benefit of the doubt with the players, and it turns out most of the time they did just miss it.
Oh, it's perfect. KSCERATO's a distraction, and chelo will likely finish him off as well, just like that. FURIA, they respond in kind, and as you discussed, with 5 alive, it's up to Keoz to try and do some damage. He's got 35 seconds, but he doesn't have the health, especially with the HE softening him up further. Gary's really getting pumped, as they know one round is all it takes to get that lead.
Final timeout for GamerLegion. They came through quick, didn't they? It felt like we were talking about their first. It was like, oh, Ash has taken one. They were talking about their buy in the late stages of their CT half, and now we've burned through them quite quickly. Castle, does it feel like you get through the 4 timeouts quite fast, quite quickly, with your only 2 minutes of talking time?
I actually think he did pretty well with the timing of the tactical pause here. So yeah, sometimes they go fast, quick with the pauses.
I imagine if you're losing a lot, they come in quite quickly.
But I've learned if you do not take them, then the other team uses all them, and then you don't want to take them your own.
Right.
So and now they're gonna do a hit, I think.
Who was the team we were casting at G8 that you kept burning like 4 timeouts in the first half?
Yeah, that's a good point. I'll have to go and have a look at that. But they were burning an awful lot quite quickly.
It was like the opponents who would, like, when the comeback was starting, they didn't want to call a timeout to give the team another one. Oh, Acor, pixel perfect in the AWP duel.
It's a big scalp to find, but again, they know that aren't AWP likely in play here.
It's just like you know it's gonna happen. No.
Poor chelo. Oh, and it gets worse.
This is rough.
The money's still not great though for FURIA.
No, they're gonna be so bad.
This is looking like overtime. This is not the type, and considering KSCERATO, they haven't taken a site. The kills have been given up everywhere. For KSCERATO and Yuri to save in this situation is almost impossible because not like the 40-second time has begun. So if you're GamerLegion, you're going to hit the pause now. Once you establish which site you want to go to, you can even hold off planting to make sure you chase, because if you take everything away, in the next round, it's only 1,400 loss for FURIA.
Yep. That's true. What I would like to see is just like win the round safely, get the bomb down, and then have 2 people hunt them, maybe even more. But if 2 people die and you don't get them, don't force it too much. Like call it, because you're still gonna have the advantage next round either way.
2's the limit. Well, they've been blocked, and that block has actually sent them packing towards the other side. So using those smokes, ill-advised here. If they want to save the AWP, great. But this is looking like a free round right now for GamerLegion. Good hard work in the early stages from Acor, finding 2. That was another individual we were talking about. So that's 1. Burrup says you get 1 more, GamerLegion.
Yeah, I was just looking at Volt, whether or not he continued to push after the casualty of Keoz, but he is just containing the Palace push for now.
That could have been such an important kill as well. The AWP there.
They're not going to push
saw
the
him, he
issue.
got the info, just couldn't hit that first headshot.
Keoz has been having a great game. 27 kills for him, 19 for Acor, 18 for neaLaN, 14 for Volt and isak. The man we were actually talking about as, you know, potentially being able to deliver a lot, only with 9. But we did see him get a lot of info, a lot of space in the first half towards B, which helped them convert a couple of rounds. On the other side, KSCERATO has been able to get himself in the game, but it's Art at the tippy top of the scoreboard yet again. 25, 22 for Yuri, 16 for Fallen and Chelo, and then KSCERATO with 15 kills. Still smiling.
He gave him a full chin up after
was nice.
the author.
I like Ash as a coach.
Yeah,
Seems
me
like a
too.
good dude.
Yeah. And of course, still using the Union Jack flag, so we like that.
Yeah, maybe he has a word to Volt about it every day. Hey, man, why are you departing? What's going on?
Hey, look, Brexit left EU, so EU left
Fair
Brexit.
enough. Yeah, it's hard to argue with that. Here we go. Round 30. We've gone the distance here. Is it going to be FURIA in regulation, or are we going to overtime? Legion have the better buy.
Actually, quite a decent buy they got out of this. Obviously, because they could drop 2 weapons from the people who saved.
Yeah, it's certainly potent. They've got enough smokes, just a distinct lack of those flashes that they were making. Goods, ground, covering ground, and destabilizing these XX. A lot of responsibility on Volt just to housekeep this A side of the map if they do choose to push. neaLaN looking back to maneuver back to join.
Crazy CT setup, though, isn't it? You're having a hope here that you can wave them away with Fallen's AWP sounding off. If you hear it towards B, you think, let's not go into the big green.
I think one thing that's very good about double op as well is like it plays into like the people you play against have to be afraid of it all the time. As you saw isak here and B, if they played against some people who never played double op, he would never flash and molly there because he flashed the orb angle so he wouldn't die when getting away, and that just gives a lot of information to FURIA as well because they need to be scared of the double op.
This might be the right call here from the CTs.
Yeah, Fallen's got nothing to report. Nor Keoz through mid.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, Yuri has to, with this AK as well, it's completely even.
This is going to heat up.
It's going to have to be...
35.
Who takes first contact? Oh, the flash. Is that a flash?
No.
Oh, he's got 1 and 3 guns sound off. 3 ramp, they say. Maybe enough of a distraction for Keoz, as that's only the 1. Volt, good for it. Keoz contributes. Art is gone. Can GamerLegion force overtime? It's going to be brute force at this point. 4 versus 3. They still need to plant. GamerLegion, the bomb is against them.
No, they don't know about chelo.
Volt needs to get it done. 10 seconds if they could just destabilize it. That's the bomb, and surely that's the round. Mirage, it's furious.
No.
What?
What?
No, they killed them.
What? 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 Why? They denied the plant. What?
I thought that's when we're knife out in
Running
CT.
away. They can't. There was what, 8 seconds
Can I
left. The
have
bomb
that
gets
one
struck.
again?
We need that one again.
Who was the guy? So
25,
chelo couldn't do anything,
8.
right?
Chelo has to stay. 8 seconds. They don't need a pick now. Nobody needs to be fighting. Oh.
Frothy cappuccino.
Oh, no.
It's Fallen who died to Acor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fallen was trying to help him out and bail him out of the situation. Oh, my
And
God.
he showed just a tiny bit too much.
He's not happy about that one.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, that's gonna sting.
Ooh. Well, we are in the first round of overtime,
Yes,
guys.
we are.
Okay. Let's see. Fallen. Redemption. Nails it. Forward position in the Palace. Acor looking for a response. They will flash him Molotov and reposition that orb. He's gotten away.
They walked into the stack and still somehow walked away with the round. That is insane.
Yeah.
Oh, 8 seconds left as the bomb
surely-
gets
it's
stopped.
surely-
Buddy, I cannot quite believe that. I thought we were done.
I don't think
thought
I've ever seen that. Like when the bomb goes down with 5 seconds left.
Everyone's running away.
Oh,
Okay.
Acor, I mean, we should be singing his praises. The fact that he kept fighting. Tooth
Yeah, it
and
was
nail,
a
right?
pretty good shot also.
Yeah,
That was a very good shot. I would definitely not have hit that.
right. It's like just a tiny little slither of Fallen. Oh.
They are responding here almost immediately. If they lose this one, if they drop the ball with a 4v3 advantage, that tilt factor might turn that one up to 11. If they can hold on to it and course correct immediately with a round back, you can forget about it. You know you're in overtime, and it is your map choice. Look at how much space they're getting silently and just walking out of apps. No, not detected at all. Very considered jiggles here from Yuri over towards spawn. Flash at the ready to facilitate a wider swing. Yuri still doesn't have to peek. There's neaLaN even more space towards jungle. Spreading their wings. isak to jump on out and try and get this bomb down, but they're worried about a close A ramp player. Can plan open towards connector.
Waits for that flashbang and strikes, but doesn't find lethality. neaLaN has coming in
stay here. They've had to deal with
behind enemy lines. They're trying to flush him out. Oh, nearly found another. GamerLegion, though, with the bomb ticking, there's certainly grounds for this to be their round. Maybe not anymore. With the nade perfect on the nose of Acor, it puts isak into the clutch. 3 looking for him. Time-sensitive mission here for FURIA, but just like that, they'll take the first.
Still trying to settle in from that last round.
Yeah,
all right. So once we make it to overtime, gentlemen, does the game plan completely go out of the window? Are you reflecting on, what has been, especially when you're going to flick half for FURIA, right? It's quite difficult to remember that first half of Counter-Strike because you've been in the server now for an hour plus. So when you get into this scenario, is it, hey, whoever's feeling it with the calls, the in-game leader taking over? What do you feel when you get to this stage of the game?
I think it depends on how big of a game plan you have. If you have a lot of things you can do.
So extra rounds in the back pocket.
Maybe you haven't done all of them, but it could also be you're going towards the things that worked.
And this is where not having any extra timeouts for GamerLegion might hurt if Ash has a couple more, but same position for Fallen in back-to-back rounds.
The audacity!
It might pay off again.
I mean, if you're Volt, you're like, there's no way he's there twice, right? He's going to be patient. Contact will be taken elsewhere. Keoz and Art this time having a standoff. Nade avoided. Oof. 19 health, rather, left for Keoz. Still playing that headshot angle. Doesn't really matter in that particular exchange with KSCERATO.
Why he will even stay?
Oh, another nade. He's definitely catching them. Still takes one with him, but Fallen will eventually. Oh! Find another double from Fallen. And Volt probably tutting his tongue, punching his desk. He waited so long, and so did Fallen.
It'll win the game for them now.
Yeah, it will. I mean, FURIA, they're going to be getting a nice 2 CT lead.
What's Acor even meant to do here, right? The bomb is so far away from him. He's searching for kills. Nobody's giving him anything this time around. That's probably what they should have done 2 rounds ago. But in the chaos, and, well, this is just going to peter out, isn't it? 30 seconds left. He can continue searching. We can see radar, top left of your screen for everybody playing at home, just how far away any of the targets possibly are. He might want to save, considering the 12,500 as an AWPer. You won't be able to buy AWPs 3 rounds in a row. That's why you kind of hope in the first round, one of your teammates will drop you an AWP as an AWP, give you a little bit of residual cash. Same with defuse kits in overtime. You don't want to necessarily buy on all 5. You can maybe buy on 3 out of the 5. Any other little tidbits with the finances in overtime that you guys look towards?
No,
nothing.
That's it.
Nothing too
Maybe,
serious.
It can hurt you if you play the double up in the first round. So
you can bring it in at the end, though, right? Yeah. So we might see that come into play here.
Not actually, maybe now, but the last round it didn't play a double up.
Yeah, chelo just dropped it, so there it is. So yeah, I guess if it didn't go well in the early stages, you could ruin your finances for all of the rounds, but now that the first 2 have gone fantastically well, Art has been given the good graces of getting to whip it out once more.
And the good spawn as well. So gonna, I actually thought he would jump short, but...
Go on, Keoz. What's he cooking? Spamming those smokes. Fallen lets him know. Keoz, he's not stopping. He wants to try and punish Fallen. He's looking the wrong way. Clean headshot to start. GamerLegion trying to get a round on the board on this final T-side round. Flash not great.
Oh, it's too deep.
Art will pull the trigger successfully, so that will equalize. Look at the molly damage, though. Yuri's been forced back to default with 20 HP, but the smoke stops any punish. In lurking middle.
He's made good space from this position before. He's been able to silently ascend up the connector, get through that vent room, be able to make some space behind the enemy lines of FURIA. But right now, without a boost, without anybody to work as a footstool, he's just going to park the bus and allow the next port of call to be over towards A. So Acor, isak, and Volt to try and find an incision.
Yeah, and the main fight's going to be this one with Art. He's holding the cross to the site. Confirming nothing ratting through that con smoke as it stands. Flash high. Nade good. 28. GamerLegion and this clock. Nice from neaLaN. Does take down that AWPer. Now do you think they can get into that site? The flash was good. Trying to stop that plant. Getting sensitive now. isak with that decision to make. When will I get this bomb down? Now looks great. Volt, only the one. KSCERATO from the CT boxes, nails 2. With the bomb now down, it's up to these two. 2-on-2, a very high stakes game. Will FURIA have a spotless CT half here on OT? Trying to play for each other, flashing for each other.
chelo has a molly.
Yeah, chelo will likely molly this default one.
Missed it.
Out. He's got a safe spot. That's really uncomfortable now. You'd think that would have guaranteed the frag to swing onto KSCERATO. Orpa misses his chance now. Akor, re-peaks. It all falls to isak. If he could just deny, but they're going to overlook it because of the molly. No, they're not. chelo pulls home 18.
I can't believe he still cleared it. He must have known that his molly was bad. I guess he sees it burning on top of the box. That's a sitter of a molly. Anyone can throw that, probably even my grandma, right? That should be one that you should be able to get in the back corner. But no harm, no foul. And just one round now for FURIA, who felt like they should have been the ones securing this game anyway. But this is, neaLaN again gets that space, right? And this is all, is this through the team play that you were talking about on the couch, Burrup? Because they work, there's a nade, then there's the next jiggle, then there's like a flash. It always feels like there's a team element in the way that, even though they lost the round, that they approach that scenario.
Yeah, definitely. I think all the rounds they've been playing, they really slowed it down. This round as well, after Keoz went up connector and they're stuck like 2 ramp, 2 in Palace, they still slow down the ramp and make space for neaLaN to go back and lurk underground with like a proper plan.
It looks very considered a lot of the time here.
Yeah, well, I think isak's reconsidering his options. He went for a Palace push.
Yeah, he's had a rough game, hasn't he? Still only 9 kills, hasn't cracked the double digits. He's just been...
He tried to hit him with the Fallen.
Yeah, just a dud hand time and time again. And we spoke about player needing to pop off. We talked about the fundamentals being good, the team play being good, and Keoz is having that pop-off game, but it's not enough to make up for the issues, and that feels like the final blow here.
Yeah.
3v5.
It would take gargantuan effort from the remaining 3. FURIA in no hurry. Fallen's going to keep them very cool, calm, and collected into the finish. Maybe a gamble. But I say that as Volt and neaLaN are sweeping B. They don't have any answers in B apartments. It puts
the
it
wrong
all
gamble,
onto
isn't it?
Akor.
This one surely done. How are you meant to get out of this? If they execute in towards the A side, look at all the util. We got 4 mollies, a bunch of smokes, the flashes galore. They can do a full set piece. Akor cannot do anything. He would have to go Rambo mode with the AWP. There's just no way.
No, this is going to be hard for the CTs. They don't even have a smoke for the retake or anything. For like a...
Look at that. Look at that. You can see T open and down goes Akor. This looks like 2 frags away from FURIA taking their map pick. In a game for survival, he does damage. Didn't finish it off onto the planter. Volt now noted. Not long for this world. It's only neaLaN. Up against 5. The 1v5 from neaLaN. I think they're asking too much of him. Already been chipped away at. And Gary just patiently waiting to celebrate with his squad. And there it is. FURIA, they take their map. Convincing in the end on overtime. And I can stay up into the club with Burrup and Castle.
Overpass coming up next.